my people, what the news carried is that a joint committee of the Senate and the House of Representatives Constitution Review Committee has formally approved a sixth state for the southeastern part of Nigeria. That is approved for the southeast of Nigeria. That is what the news carried, that a sixth state has been approved by the Constitutional Review Committee. A sixth state approved for southeast Nigeria. And also they said that according to Ned Nwoko, that 97 senators plus the president, that's President Tinubu, have backed the creation of Anioma state as the sixth state is in the news. So I don't know why some people, coming to present there some things that is out of place. But however, people have their opinion anyway. So, but making your opinion look as if it is what the law says is what I'm having problem with. The approval did not say from southeast. It said for southeast. And it specifically mentioned that Anioma state has the backing of 97 senators plus the president for the southeastern part of Nigeria. And it will be as the sixth state of southeast.
And it's not one that should be treated with kid glove. Well, where the state will come from, I've always had an opinion, and I'm not about to share that my opinion today. And what is my opinion? My opinion is that whatever state that will make southeast to have six states must be created from the southeast. That is my view, and I have my reasons. I wouldn't want to be part of a generation that will make a mistake that will make my children to ask me questions. There's one thing I believe in. Anyone who doesn't want to call me brother, I will never call you brother. That is my view. I do not want anybody to misunderstand me here. There are many proposals, like about 6 or 5, at the table of the National Assembly.
Yes.
They have graciously asked us, the Igbos, the Southeasterners, not the Igbos,
Southeast.
the Southeasterners, to go home and do our thing. Meetings have been held in Enugu. Some other forums have been held.
Even in Owerri.
The discussion is, let the Southeast go and decide. Remember, what the National Assembly approved is not the 6 states for the Igbos. It is the 6 states for the Southeast.
You are going into another argument.
No,
you
asked me where the state should come from.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying here. That what was approved was 6 states for the Southeast, not 6 states for the Igbo. The mistake we are making here is that we are assuming that Ali Igbo must be Southeast. Ali Igbo is not the same thing with Southeast.
You are right.
Ali Igbo can be any part of Nigeria. But we are talking about the Southeast. So, before I go too far like you claim, I want to say that whatever 6 states
made the numbers of the state in the South to be 7, and that will increase the agitation. And there is no way legally you can say that Anioma state can be created from the Southeast, because that will need boundary adjustment. The states have been settled. The geopolitical zones have been recognized by law. In the Federal Character Commission, you will see the geopolitical zones. And Anioma is in the South-South. So Anioma is not qualified by law to be created from the Southeast. So legally and unconstitutionally, they are not part of the Southeast. So they cannot be talking about being created from the Southeast. Every majority tribe in Nigeria has that advantage that they are spread in about 3 geopolitical zones. Every majority tribe. And they use it for their own advantage. The House of Fulani.
All right, many of my viewers made that observation in my previous video that the creation of a 6th state is for the Southeast and not from. And I stand here to also support that. You know, from the little research I've made, what the National Assembly said, that the 6th state is to be created for the Southeast. So people trying to interpret these things different, you know, is bringing unnecessary, you know, doors. They are raising unnecessary doors, which is not supposed to. Well, if you have your personal, though some people say that honorable, they said I should not call him honorable. He's honorable. Somebody that was invited by the United States to come and visit the White House, you think it's easy? It's not easy. So I prefer to call Kenneth Okonkwo Honorable Kenneth Okonkwo. You know, people have their own ambition, according to some of my viewers, that he has his own ambition. Probably he's fighting for that state, so that if Anioma state cannot succeed, let the other state succeed. And I said ab initio that if Anioma state fails, the other state is the next in line. But I'm hearing feelers now. Feelers I'm hearing is that other states, or even according to what Kenneth Okonkwo is saying, that it should be limited to the Southeast. It means that part of Kogi that are Igbos and part of Benue that are Igbos are not going to even join the other state. You see? So the idea of calling Southeast dots, though it's not about dots, it's about population and what is obtainable in that area. Like I said, Luxembourg is the best country you can visit in the whole world. It's in Europe, but the population is about 400,000. You see, so it doesn't matter whether they call you dots, and somebody that is calling you dots, your tribe is about in 13 states. So sometimes I wonder why, on what criteria they even, you know, decided to remove some part of Igbo land to create only 5 states so that they can call us dots.
So somebody who said he came from Benin in the 14th century, a splinter, and those people come and take your people. The people you sent away because of evil deeds are causing problem in our land. So Abba of Benin, come and take your people.
Well, Anioma people, they are tired of the 2% or 1% that say that they are from Benin. They are tired of them. So they have fashioned out a way of solving that problem. I told you guys that there will be a solution very soon. Now the Anioma people are saying that Oba of Benin should come and carry his people. You know, the 1% that said they are from Benin, that they need peace in Anioma land, that Oba should hasten up to come and carry the 1% in Anioma land that say that they are from Benin. So that is the issue now. So without being told, if you know that you are not from Anioma state, that you are from Benin, you can go back to where you are coming from, so that Anioma people will have peace and join their brothers in peace.
Stop there, you where they make your mouth. Which kind of mouth they make? We they talk about Anioma state that we add to the Southeast to be number 6 state. In order to may argue. Let me put it straight to you. Anioma state is not just coming to Southeast because Southeast need number 6 state. No, Anioma state is coming to Southeast as a means of completion. Those who call us dots will now understand that it is by Mago region division that kept us the place where we are today. Igbo land spread.
ifele ga-abụkwa nke anyị ncha. ife m ga-ayọzi bụ na ya bụ ọrụ na-ebido ebido nke anyị mesifo bụ elekshọn nke wa agafego kịta bụzi ka ọrụ na-ebido ndị anyị ncha ga-alụkwa ya bụ ọrụ.
That is the Asaba of Asaba speaking in his native Igbo language. The other day, somebody told me that there are Igbo Igalas. There are Igbo Igalas. And the other time I said that the Ata of Igala is a descendant of God. That is the brother of Eri, the father of Igbos. So somebody said that there are Igbo Igalas, and when I hear Asaba speak Igbo, I was marveled. I never saw him speak Igbo. This is the first time. I was thinking that his Igbo will be cut and joined, but he spoke clear Igbo, even sound like Central Igbo or Anambra Igbo. Honestly, I'm surprised. So I wonder where people are getting these feelings that Oba said, Asaba said that is from Ikala. Anyway, I said somebody should show me the video where he said it. But up to now, I never see anything. I sent my WhatsApp number. I don't see. So, but what I know is that he spoke a very clear Igbo language that everybody of Igbo origin, no matter your background, you understand what he's saying very clearly. Okay?
So let us not call it an state government has proposed. So what they built in Eziachi is Imo state government house and so an state can be viable. Let's go to Aba.
I want you to talk about Aba.
If you allow me, let me balance my statement so that they will not blame me. Let me balance it. I stand here. Despite my personal bias,
Okay.
I can tell you that Aba should be the most viable of all of them. When you talk about viability, hey, come on, what are we discussing about Aba?
Yeah.
When people call Aba the Japan of Africa, I get angry. Aba is the hub of indigenous technology in Africa. There is nothing stopping Aba from being a state. If all ancient towns like Oyo, is now a state.
Which are rural areas.
Kano is now a state. Go and look at old British movement in Nigeria. Aba is too qualified. If you talk about industry, there is no among the proposed states that have quarter to what Aba has in terms of industrialization. None. If you talk about population, I don't think any of them comes close to Aba. If you talk about oil and gas, they have it in Opa.
Anioma State in the waiting. Yes, Anioma State is one of the most popular issues going around now, especially when it concerns Delta North people, championed by our amiable Senator Ned Muniamuko, representing the great people of Delta North in the Senate. It has gone through the first reading and the second reading. There has been we've had a town hall meeting still on the creation of Anioma State. And from what is happening, Anioma State is definitely coming. I'm not alone this morning. I'm right here with my friends and my brothers from Anioma. I have with...
Well, we are going to start this section properly now. And, you know, as we are hoping and following the event of things as they unfold, believing that Anioma State is a sure bet, you know, we don't have to also neglect what other people are talking about. That is when we balance issues and people, we understand the real situation on ground. If we keep showing you the positive side alone, it means that we are not being fair. So we also have to show you what the other side looks like, what people are talking about on the other side, so that you balance things and know what you are expecting. But for me, from the look of things, Anioma State is coming. Anioma State is coming, and it's going to be a congratulations to Anioma people and the southeastern part of Nigeria, because there is a unanimous agreement from the southeast, though it seems like some part of south, you know, they're having some little, you know, talks or distractions. People coming from Benin, and they have called them out. If you are from Benin, the 1%, Benin should come and carry you and go back to your Benin Empire, because there is no other state Benin people are. There is no other state except in Edo State. So I don't know where you are coming from. Please, we are going to provide free transport so that if you know that you are from Benin, we will transport you go back to where you belong. So we are going to start this session properly. Next is to have this discussion. You know, like I said, we need to hear what other people are talking about, so that you use your eyes and your ears to hear them and see them, know what they are talking about. Thank you.
The battle now is where will that extra state come from? Ifan, let me start from you.
All right. It's a very serious issue, and it's not one that should be treated with kid glove. Well, where the state will come from, I've always had an opinion, and I'm not about to change that my opinion today. And what is my opinion? My opinion is that whatever state that will make Southeast to have 6 states must be created from the Southeast. That is my view, and I have my reasons. I wouldn't want to be part of a generation that will make a mistake that will make my children to ask me questions. There's one thing I believe in. Anyone who doesn't want to call me brother, I will never call you brother. That is my view. I do not want anybody to misunderstand me here. There are many proposals, like about 6 or 5, at the table of the National Assembly.
Yes.
They have graciously asked us, the Igbos, the Southeasterners, not the Igbos,
Southeast.
the Southeasterners, to go home and do our thing. Meetings have been held in Enugu. Some other forums have been held.
Even in Owerri.
The discussion is, let the Southeast go and decide. Remember, what the National Assembly approved is not the 6 states for the Igbos. It is the 6 states for the Southeast.
You are going into another argument.
No,
You are
What
going
you
into another
asked me where the state should come from.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying here. That what was approved was 6 states for the Southeast, not 6 states for the Igbo. The mistake we are making here is that we are assuming that Ali Igbo must be Southeast. Ali Igbo is not the same thing with Southeast.
You are right.
Ali Igbo can be any part of Nigeria, but we are talking about the Southeast. So before I go too far like you claimed, I want to say that whatever 6 states it will be should come within the Southeast. But that doesn't mean that Ali Igbo is only the Southeast. But I will explain it.
Who will speak for 2 hours without saying anything in particular. Where do you think the state should come from in that arrangement? Given, let me tell you, I was privileged to be in a meeting with the late Senator Chukwumerije.
All right.
And I asked him, that was some years, that was like 2 years before he died. I asked him this same question. Why is it that we claim that President Jonathan, then President Jonathan, loves the Igbos so much? Why the best thing the Igbos need is a 6th state? Why can't he give us a 6th state?
You are getting the question wrong.
Cannot give
I'm coming now.
any part of the country.
You know here.
That is a matter of the National Assembly.
Very simple.
I know. What I mean is the political will to make things happen. You remember that Jonathan also had a constitution review conference
on this matter.
Do you know what Chukwumerije told us? Because there are many people who are still alive. I can name many people that were in that meeting. Chukwumerije told us that President Jonathan told the then governors, the 5 eastern governors, to go in and decide where they want this 6th state to come from.
Yes.
At least let there be a unity of purpose in that aspect, and now take it from there. Do you know that the eastern governors of that time, according to what Chukwumerije told us, wouldn't come out with one state?
Remember, after that President Jonathan's confirm, they said it is now liable to the approval of the National Assembly. But this time around, without a confirm, without any conference, the National Assembly has already approved.
The Constitution amendment.
They have approved.
Now,
Yeah.
where do you think this sixth state of the Southeast should come from?
I think this is something that is very paramount, that should not actually end in politics. What I believe should happen is for the Southeast, the elders, stakeholders, to go home, articulate very well. Just like you said about the former president. Articulate very well. Let us know which part of the Southeast, or whether something extra to the Southeast is coming. But whatever it is, even if it's coming from outside, I want it to be as a sort of freely expressed wishes of the people. I want it to be their aspiration, their dream, to be part of that creation, so that we don't end up having a ramshackle association. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because as when you look at the structure of the Nigerian states, it bears every semblance. In fact, it bears all feature of exclusion. With 5 states, people don't understand. Every time we are talking about representative government, we think it starts and ends at the parliament or at the legislature. No, there is representative government at the federal cabinet, where you have the Federal Executive Council, ministers. If you have lesser states, you will have lesser ministers. And the implication is that, for example, a region like Southeast, we have only 5, and 3 of them are junior ministers.
Only 5 ministers.
Only 5 ministers we have. A state like Ogun has 4. Then we have 5, 3 of them junior. The meaning is simple, that those junior ministers cannot articulate memo. They cannot be the ones to push memo on, except for yes, during the Federal Executive Council. So that already means we don't even have voices.
And we can't have more
out of the 5 we have. Yes, out of the 5 we have, only 2 can lead their ministries as executive head. Then we can't have more than 15 senators when others are having 18. Some are having 21, and we are having only 15. Well, what does that tell you? That if it comes to voice voting or anything, we may not even take the floor. So I think this is why it is very, very important. So for us to get it right, as a people and as a region, we need to go through consensus. Let us reach this through consensus, because every region, in fact every part, because we've seen what they have proposed. If you look at them, there is something that makes either economic viability, or maybe strategic location, or maybe contiguity or proximity to certain places. So let us go home and ask ourselves questions, and then arrive at a conclusion, and then present it in a way that is peaceful.
That is my word. Ifeanyi, when have the Igbos, the Southeast, not even Southeast, the Igbos in this case, because my brother had considered that there are still some parts of Nigeria that are not in the Southeast,
yes,
that are angling for state creation. When you talk of Adada State is parts of Osoka area of Enugu State and some parts of Kogi and Benue states. And when you travel in that area, you see that there's contiguity. You know, then you are talking of Anioma State. Anioma State is entirely Delta North senatorial zone of Delta State, which is not in the Southeast. They are agitating for a state. So there are elements in that place that are agitating for a state that are saying that they are Igbos. See, now my question is, when have the Igbos ever gone home to decide and have consensus on an issue?
See, the Igbos have been having consensus on issues. We have been doing that. The problem is that we allow the Nigerian media to tell our stories. Trace the Igbo politics of old. Let's start from Azikiwe to Opara, down to the era of Mbakwe. We have been having discussions. The problem we have is that we want Nigerian media to tell the history of Ndibo, which is very, very dangerous. Let me correct something here. I think we Igbos, we are trying to rewrite history. We should stop this nonsense of bringing our brothers from across the Niger, from across the mountain, and across the river. We are playing with fire here. Let me tell you something. The National Assembly approved that a state should be created for the Southeast. I don't know if you are getting me. Southeast does not mean Alibo. Southeast means a part of Alibo. Let me tell you one secret we should stop playing with fire here. Let's take the Southwest for instance. When you say Southwest, does it mean Yoruba land?
No, there are those things other Yoruba.
Good. Do you know that there are Yorubas in Kwara?
And Kogi.
There are Yorubas in Kogi, Ogun. Yes. If you come to the same Delta state you are talking about, the Olukumi people are Yorubas.
Yes.
If you don't know it now.
Olukumi people are Yorubas.
Are Yorubas in Delta state. If you still go to Edo state, you see some signs of Yorubas.
Yes.
Have you ever had them angling that want to bring all the Yorubas back? State creations are not done on tribal lines.
Okay, narrow it down where you want.
Good.
Narrow it down where
every state.
What I'm saying. You have not told me.
No. What I'm against.
Honorable,
what I'm against here is when I go online and see Igbos. Let's bring our brothers. State. Listen.
Okay, leave our brothers in Delta. Leave our brothers.
Let them be
where is the state coming from?
Very simple. I am telling you here now. I do not have the power to decide for Ndigo or the Southeast. But I am saying that there are about 3 proposals coming within the Southeast for the National Assembly to do something about it. We have Aba, we have Anem, we have Etiti, we have Adada. Now, as Igbos or as Southeasterners, let's look at these 4. Which among these 4 can be viable? By population or whatever aspect. Another dangerous thing we are doing is this: we want to increase the land mass of the Southeast. What a silly aspect. What a silly argument. Okay, Lagos is 3,000 or something square kilometer. Niger State is 76,000. Is Niger more developed than Lagos? What is happening in Niger? Lagos is as small as whatever we can't even say in terms of land mass. But look at the population of Lagos. That place is still containing everybody. They still create. You know they have, I think, 2 seaports now.
No,
we're talking about another airport in that same small Lagos. We in the Southeast, we are talking about bushes full of criminals, and we say we don't have land. Why can't we convert those bushes to agricultural hubs? The land is not the problem. The problem is that it is only the Igbos. There are people who know how to develop other places, but they can't develop their land. We have enough land. Listen,
my worry is that you have mentioned 4 states, proposed states from the Southeast: Adada, Aba State, Anim State, and Etiti State. My question is, how do you narrow it down?
You didn't ask me how. You asked me which one should it be.
Yes, that's
about how do we narrow it down. It's a very simple thing. We have leaders from all this. Remember, Adada is touching Enugu only. Aba is touching Abia only. Anim is touching a part of Anambra and the whole.
Did you say Adada is touching only Enugu?
Adada, listen, the initial proposal they sent touched that Kogi and Benue stuff.
Yes.
But there was an argument that it should be adjusted.
Because of boundary.
Because when you start that argument, you do have to go through boundary adjustment.
Now, if I may, boundary adjustment, is it bigger than the Constitution?
Boundary adjustment is a constitutional matter.
Is it bigger than the Constitution?
It's more bigger than the Constitution.
Because what we are talking about is constitutional amendment. To amend, now listen, the Constitution addressed the Nigerian structure.
Yes.
Nigeria shall be a federation. In the schedule, it will say of 36 states. It said Nigeria shall be a federation of 36 states. In the schedule, it will now alphabetically list the states. What we are looking to achieve is to do what gives the Southeast one more state, so that it will reflect in that simple way. We are amending this Constitution now. After which boundary adjustment can come.
Let me tell you this. I don't want us to play with fire. This error nearly happened in 1991.
Yes, it is because of.
It nearly happened in 1991. It nearly happened in 1991.
Boundary adjustment is a very technical thing.
It's a very technical thing.
Time consuming also.
We'll be wasting our time.
This window,
you see,
to create.
There's no time for that.
There is no time for boundary adjustment.
If I say something already, we are not the ones to decide which state should come from the Southeast.
But it should come from the Southeast.
I have to say this. It is through the same boundary adjustment that what we have today was carved.
During the military.
That was military.
Under the
military. That was military. It doesn't take time. Yeah. It doesn't take time.
Of 1976.
Under the military.
Under the military. I believe in reforming whatever has been done. If that is the way to go, for me. I don't think there is anything wrong.
Look at what people are saying.
You have a civilian president who is committed to state creation, and you want to waste time.
Senator Abaribe said it in the guest house of the deputy speaker a few days ago. The issue of boundary adjustment will waste time.
It will waste our time.
We have a very small window. That is why we're even talking about this thing.
Yes.
This thing has to be decided fast. As we are speaking, they are starting the debate on the floor on Tuesday. As far as I'm concerned, with what I saw on Saturday and Sunday, they have not harmonized anything. Do you now take this debate to the floor?
Let me tell you a very simple.
I don't know whether I understand.
Let me tell you a very simple.
If they had put their house in order, that's why I said they're talking about Imobi, talking about elders, and what have you. If they had agreed, they had all the time in the world to agree on these things before.
From the first day that Senator Ned Nwoko brought the Anioma State and the Southeast issue, I told those who are wise then that this is a distraction. Senator Ned Nwoko is already aware that there will be an approval for a state to be created for the Southeast.
And he wants to
what he is bringing is a total distraction to us. He's an Igbo man, he's entitled to his Igbo-ness, but he can still be an Igbo man in South. I'm not stopping him.
Like the Igbo people.
They are Igbos. They can be anywhere.
The chairman of Ohanese.
No, I do not want. Listen, we do not need these distractions. I support what Abaribe and the rest said. What Igbo should do, I mean Southeast should do, not Igbo. Please, and the Anioma people, remain where you are. If there is an approval for a new state to be created for the South, please agitate for it. Let them give it, because what I do not want as a Southeasterner and as an Igbo man is for me to watch this law to give it to us to be wasted.
God forbid.
And this opportunity lost over an issue where we are chasing something shadows. You are listening to traditional rulers from Anioma, people like Epifane Azinge, Asawa Fasama. We are listening to people like Daniel of Ako, telling us that they are not Igbos. And you want me to sit down here and support, bringing them into the Southeast, where we start having arguments in the same Southeast of those who are not Igbos and those who are Igbos.
You see,
I don't need this.
You want to say something? Let me ask this question so that you add it to what you want to say. Namdi, my brother. We are talking of Abas. We have talked of Abas State,
yes,
Adada State, Anim State, and Etiti State.
Etiti State, I don't know whether it seems to be the most sensible, since it has, bringing in part of everything. Let's educate our viewers. Let's tell them where this Etiti State touches. Yes, let's do it here.
You can do that.
Let's do it here. Because for me, I'm taking my time. I don't know if you want to handle that.
Yes, I think I know they were talking about this to touch both Isochi axis and
go ahead. Give us a break.
Etiti State will never touch Olu.
Why?
Etiti State has no business with Olu.
Why?
Let me tell you where Etiti State is. They are proposing to be Etiti State. If you go to Anambra, they picked two local governments.
Orumba East and West.
Orumba North and Orumba South. That's the less people.
Yes.
We are part of Odaguaka. If you come to Abia State, they picked Isikwato and Umunochi. If you go to Ebonyi State, they picked Ivo and Ohoza. This is Uma his people. Then, when you go to Enugu State, they picked Oji River, Ogo, and Aniri, the Kuremadu and his people. Then when you come to Imo State, they picked Okigwe, Onimo, Isialambano, Ehimembano, and Ikitubom, and Ogo, Samba Besto, and the Ohakemus people. They picked all of them. And they said the capital, the proposed state capital should be in the Old Okigwe town, which is a central point. To every Igbo man, without missing words, I think this is the most sensible agitation.
Why? You wanted to say
there are factors you consider before you create a state. One, economic viability.
Yes.
Two, population.
Yes.
Although we might not like it, but then landmass, because we will always say landmass. But then I believe, like I have said before, landmass should not be the only
problem. Yeah.
Because, like Ifeanyi said, Lagos State you know the size, you know the population, and you know the size of the economy. We are even talking about the sixth or the seventh largest economy in Africa.
Yes.
Very small.
Now bring it to Anambra. Just look at Anambra, the smallest state in the southeast, and then the second after Lagos in terms of area, smallness of the area. Anambra has, in fact, there is no state in the north that has a GDP bigger than that of Anambra.
Despite the landmass.
So why are we making so? We are not looking at the landmass. Then you talk about the landmass. You talk about institutions, things that are present there.
Yes.
Universities.
Let's break it down here. Let's break it down. Let's break it down here. We can do that so that people will take the right decision. Now, yes. you are talking too much now. Let's break it down. Let's move to Ada and trash it. Where is this Ada? Also one. Where's the north? Igwe Etiti. Osoka. Isiuzo. There are about 7. Then these are Soka zone. Soka zone. That's the Enugu North. 7 local governments. If you talk about the institutions there, talk about the University of Nigeria, which is the biggest institution. I speak to you. The University of Nigeria is the biggest institution and the biggest industry in Enugu North. That's the biggest thing they have in Adada. The second institution they have there, which is still proposed but not really strong yet, is the Federal Polytechnic in one of those villages. That should be okay here. In the Igwe Etiti. These are the 2 big institutions I can recall in that area. If you talk about industries, I don't know of any. But if you talk about agriculture, I think they have the landmass, especially in also one. If you go to places like Adani, you see the right production going on there, so especially from this Adada River Azaz, Mborogu, and all the rest. Because I know Suka very well. If you talk about landmass, they have it. They have agricultural, arable land, they have it. But aside that, what else? I can tell you, I'm not seeing anything much. That's Adada. Anybody in the comment section can correct me and tell me what else you have in Adada. But it's a place I know very well. Those 7 local governments.
Okay, move to the other.
Now, we move to Etiti. Etiti is very interesting. Talk about institutions. Whether you like it or not, Abia State Polytechnic is going. No, Abia State University is going to Etiti.
It's already in the
because it's in the Uturu.
It's already in the Uturu.
Uturu is in the Isukwato.
And Isukwato is in the Etiti.
The new Abia Federal Polytechnic in Abia State is going. Is going because it's in Umunoji. Federal Polytechnic Oko is going because it's in Orumba North. College of Education Omunze is going. It's in Orumba South. I hope you are taking note. The new Federal University in Okigwe is going.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
I want you to also remember that Police College Ojiriba is going. Eh?
They have institutions.
I want you to know that College of Agriculture in Ishagu is going.
Yes.
I can name Umai College of Medicine or Hosa is going. I can give you more institutions. If you talk about industries, Crush Rock is there, and a lot of them, and they have the landmass. They can handle it. They have the population. They can handle it. But what I don't know is, do they even have where they can sit and call a government house for now? They don't have it. They will manage it. I will come to an end. Then we can end it with Abba. All right.
You said a lot about Etiti State Ifeanyi.
Yes.
But I think that is also where Uchoga has his.
Yes, now Master of Energy will join Etiti now. What
because that's a very big industrial complex. That place is a very it's a free trade zone.
It's not only him. He will join Etiti. Gregory University will join Etiti.
Okay.
The teaching hospital Gregory Ibe is building in Okibe will join Etiti. FMC in Imo State that was moved from Owerri to Okibe will join Etiti.
Okay. Now let's leave Etiti. You are from the Anim State area.
I didn't tell you where I'm from.
Okay. The Anim State. How viable is it?
Without missing words. It should be the most viable with Abba. I have my reasons. Let me narrow it down the way I narrow down the rest. when you come to Anim State already has 3 state-owned universities.
Okay.
Now, Kisilo Zone Bambariwe University in Idato is in Anim State. University of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Omuago, is in Anim State.
It's in the proposed
Anim State.
I mean, the Anim State, whatever proposal. I've been talking about it. Did you mention proposed?
That was mentioned.
It is proposed.
Okay, proposed. I'm telling you that University of Science, Innovation and Technology, Omuma, is also in Anim State. Dr. B.U. Zerigo Polytechnic, our mama, is in Anim State. I want you to know that a very big section of Anambra State University, that Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University, Inuli, here the local government, is in Anim State. Okay. Talking about state-owned institutions now. Yeah? Imo State University Teaching Hospital, Olu,
It's in Anim State.
is in Anim State. And Anim State has over, from the one in Amigo to the one in Awo Mama to the one in Nkwale, I think about School of Midwifery, there are many of them. So you can't count. If you are talking about industries, Anim State has the largest gas deposit in sub-Saharan Africa. You know how
Yes.
Anim State is following with oil and gas in Oguta, Ohaji, Egbema, Oru East. Based on what the governor of Imo State said the other time, Imo State has 7 oil companies operating there. These 7 oil companies are operating in Anim State. If it is created, I don't know if you agree with what I'm saying here. Just focus on only all assets in terms of industry. Go and count how many pharmaceutical industries you have there from also before the crisis there. If you're talking about viability, move from Ihiala to Awomama, from Awomama to Njaba to Idato. Just move around those areas and see that they are no longer, you can never see any rural area there. What you have today is suburban centers. There is no rural area in these areas I'm mentioning now. You can't see any abandoned area. I can count all the communities in this 13 local government that are acting for Anim State. When I mean 13, I mean 12 from Olu Zone plus here
In Anambra State.
in Anambra State. Count all of them. There is no one you will talk about. And these guys are blessed with billionaire businessmen. If you want, I can just give you a tip of the iceberg. That people you don't know that are from Anim State. Should I go?
State is the only state that I think has a government house standby.
They have already built a government house in Eziachi in Ono. Although Opusodima said that it is Imo State Government House and Nest. So let us not call it an State Government House proposed. So what they built in Eziachi is Imo State Government House and Nest. So Anim State can be viable. Let's go to Aba.
I want you to talk about Aba.
If you allow me, let me balance my statement so that they will not blame me. Let me balance it. I stand here. Despite my personal bias,
Okay.
I can tell you that Aba should be the most viable of all of them. When you talk about viability, hey, come on, what are we discussing about Aba?
Yeah.
When people call Aba the Japan of Africa, I get angry. Aba is the hub of indigenous technology in Africa. There is nothing stopping Aba from being a state. If all ancient towns like Oyo, is now a state.
Which are rural areas.
Kano is now a state. Go and look at old British movement in Nigeria. Aba is too qualified. If you talk about industry, there is no among the proposed states that have quarter to what Aba has in terms of industrialization. None. If you talk about population, I don't think any of them it comes close to Aba. If you talk about oil and gas, they have it in Okwa, Aziz. I mean Okwa West to be precise. So tell me, if you talk about institutions, that may be the only place they may be checking.
They have to.
No. If that may be the only place they will be checking, because as far as I'm concerned,
They have, but they must not have like
from Isianangwa north to Okwa east. If you are talking about government higher institutions, I can remember Abia State Polytechnic. I don't know if you will help me. Okay, the one at Aba here.
Many of them, yeah.
Okay, but those I know that those are not what we're talking about.
Institutions.
I know.
But there's something I want to say about
The Aba is
Okay, go ahead.
That's
Go
what I
ahead.
want to say about this Aba. It is the only place in the entire Southeast, because we are talking about Southeast, where you have a blend of all the cultural groups that make
I
up
agree
the
with you. I agree with
It is
you.
the only place. You
I
have
agree with you.
all the cultural groups that make up the
I agree
Southeast.
with you.
Whether you're talking about Anambra, whether you're talking about Imo, they are here. And then this is the only place that has a sub language of its own. Sub Igbo language of its own, autochthonous to them.
Whenever you speak it,
Whenever
people
you
know
speak,
you're
people know
talking
you
about.
are speaking Aba. And I don't mean to say Mba, which is also indigenous. I'm talking about
The so-called central.
yes, and I'm talking
No,
about.
it's not Aba doesn't speak central Igbo. We have a peculiar Aba Igbo.
Aba speaks Aba.
Yes.
Okay.
Aba speaks Aba, and that language is a blend, is hybrid of Imo, Anambra, of all other language groups,
Including Mr. of
in the
Akwa
Southeast,
Ibom.
to a large extent.
Yes.
I feel the point. So then, apart from that again, economy,
Come on. They have it.
economy, and then commerce.
Nigeria.
Yes, and then indigenous industries.
Yes.
Are you following the point? The nativity, everything is, and then there is that history too. History. Aba is too rich, but then I think it is the Southeast that will decide which one.
I want to see. Let's tell ourselves. Southeast, is it a spirit? It's human beings. What I'm saying is, we have already run out of time. It's not we are running out of time. And let me tell you.
Should I tell you my
Excuse me, let
choice?
me tell you something. Let me speak as a politician.
Okay.
When it gets to this point, decisions are taken overnight.
Mm-hmm.
I know that political decisions are taken with the view that time is short.
Yes.
Let me
We are saying that there is no more time. This thing is too dangerous, and the Igbos have enemies. Listen, this thing is too dangerous for it to be taken to the floor
And
of
then
the house.
let me
To go
say
and
something.
debate.
Let me say something now.
It's very, very dangerous.
Honorable,
There is no
let
time.
me say something. Why we don't need delay? This is something that will still pass through the houses of assembly of other states in this federation.
That's what I'm
For
saying.
us to get concurrence.
That's
Yes.
where the lobbying comes.
That's where the lobbying comes.
For
For us to get
It's
concurrence.
time to play the game.
For us to get concurrence. Then the National Assembly will already have said go and, but then it must pass through the House Assembly in Kano, elsewhere, other places.
Now
So I think anything we are doing now, time is of the essence.
What you should have said here is that
What I should have said.
yes,
Okay, see.
those people that are agitating for these states, it's time we test their political arithmetic. If you are not a man that has capacity in Nigeria, and you are among those pushing for these states, by the time the name will be submitted in Sokoto House of Assembly,
We will go and lobby.
I'm telling you that
Somebody needs to go.
be trashed out.
Somebody needs to
What
go.
am I trying to say here? I'm speaking on screen now. Everybody should hear me. Yeah? A high percentage of people, apart from the old Aba block, I repeat, apart from the old Aba block, which is from Isialawa North to Okwa East. I doubt if anybody from Umuahia to Arochukwu will want Aba State to be created.
That's where the problem is.
Let me, if they like, let them get angry.
That's the truth.
If you create Aba State, Abia State is gone. Let me tell you why I said it. Abia is an oil producing state because of Aba State.
Yes.
Because of
Abia,
Aba.
yes, proposed Aba
Proposed
State.
Aba State,
Let me put it as you want. Abia is the center for commerce in Southeast today because of the proposed Aba State. Remove Ariana, remove Ayahoro, remove cemetery, remove Ehere, remove a shopping center. Because where are the markets in Abia? Is it the one in Norman? Or Ubani market? Or the one you have in Ohofia close to the Abia Bank? There is absolutely nothing to be left of Abia. So I'm having this assumption that Aba State, as I know,
And
it should be the
it's
most
the oldest.
I know.
It is.
It is the oldest.
It's as much as
Yes, the oldest, the longest.
It is.
In terms of
what has been proposed since the 1950s. In fact, it has.
All right, you have heard that discussion, and the other person handled the parts of states that they proposed very well. It's in details. You know, if you have not been able to understand the details of each of these states, that's the Ada state, Aba state, Anim state, Anioma state, although he did not mention Anioma, but he mentioned every other state in the southeast. You know, if you have not been able to get the details, the areas that are involved in each of these states, this video explained it very well, so that everybody will have it very clear what we are talking about. But unfortunately, the southeast is in support of Anioma state. That was not mentioned in that video. Anioma state carried the vote when the southeast governors voted for the extra state that will be created for the southeast. However, there are further discussions that are coming, so I want you to also listen to this, you know, to hear what these other guys are talking about Anioma state creation. And they also believe that it is in the making. That is on the other side of Anioma state that was not mentioned in the other video. The other video focused on the proposed state in the southeast, while this one focused on Anioma state alone. So let's hear what they have to say and hear them out. Thank you.
An Anioma person is an Igbo by name. It's listen, you are watching Igbo God. Look at Nze. It's an Igbo deity. That's why for insist on the right name. Nze Ogo. Oshimiri. Nze Te. Nze Fili. You cannot speak Yoruba, or you cannot be a Yoruba name. You cannot speak Hausa, you cannot be a Hausa name. You cannot speak Benin, you cannot be a Benin name. So what else are you now?
Anioma state in the waiting. Yes, Anioma state is one of the most popular issues going around now, especially when it concerns Delta North people, championed by our amiable Senator Ned Muniamuko, representing the great people of Delta North in the Senate. It has gone through the first reading and the second reading. There has been we've had a town hall meeting still on the creation of Anioma state. And from what is happening, Anioma state is definitely coming. I'm not alone this morning. I'm right here with my friends and my brothers from Anioma. I have with me Mr. Chief, you be bros.
You know what you call me? I'm Mr.
We call him Boy Ogu, aka Mr. Onyeme.
Yes.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Time Boris, my garden one.
I also have my brother all the way from the great AZ Kingdom, is known as Saint Jude. Good morning.
Thank you, listeners. You're welcome this morning.
Okay, we are talking about Anioma state in the making. Let me start from you, Boy Ogu.
Yeah.
You seem to be very much around. And where are we currently?
Actually, we're on a moving train that's almost getting to a destination. So everything that needs to be done politically, negotiation, consultation has been done from low and high in Abuja. So my people are queuing into it. We have only few dissent who are not even repenting and coming to join the fold. So I want to tell you that we are in a comfortable zone. Anioma state is just a done deal. It's a go. So we're not going back, man.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. What do you feel? What's your general feeling about the creation of Anioma state?
Well, I want to give kudos to Senator Ned Nwoko. It's not an easy task as a person to take up a task that has been laid down before now. And we've had so many senators from the Anioma zones who has come and gone, who probably never visited that issue, and they just left it like that. But he came on board and took it upon himself to do a justice to that. So I'm giving kudos to him. Then coming back to where we are, or what's my take? Well, I don't have any problem with Anioma state at all, because for those of us who claim to be from the Benin axis, it's not as if I don't know how do I put it. But one of the questions I probably would have loved to ask is this, and I would want to ask that question. I've never seen anybody from within the Delta North, precisely Aniocha North, let me speak from the Aniocha North axis, who has been bearing a Benin name, like Osaho, Osereme, and the rest of them. And so, I wonder why this identity of coming from Benin is coming from. And I was just discussing with some persons this morning. I had little preview as to how the Benin came on board, how we had these tidings with Benin. You know, it's not as if we were originated from Benin directly, but there was something that led to that brought us to that particular distance. But that's going to be
don't leave that one first. Later we'll come back to the identity crisis. Okay, thank you, Sanjit. Now, do you think there are benefits attached to having Anioma State? What will be the effect on the people of Anioma?
A whole lot of benefits. Sincerely speaking, the benefits are numerous, uncountable. Just like as we have in the present Delta State today, we have our governor, we have our senator, we have the representatives on the House of Reps, we have for the states, we also have for the local government and the councillors. And managing it in that area, it will go a long way. In fact, the resources will be able to go around for the very few communities that are forming up this Anioma State. And so we have a whole lot to benefit, whether we like it or not. The benefit is far, 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 far bigger than what we are saying now. The only thing I know, some persons are clamoring for, probably the reason why they don't want the Anioma is that probably they are saying that they are going to merge us with the Easterners. And so that's where the issue, the more clarification needs to come in. I think being an Anioma doesn't mean they are attaching us to the northern, to the eastern part.
Or they will come carry our land.
You understand? So we're just bearing that to have the freedom which we've been clamoring for, that we desired, we've been yearning for all this while. And for the state, I'm sure we are still going to remain within the south region area, whereby we are not having anything that Igbo man is going to come and dominate, because that's the fear. The fear of an average and Anioma man is that once you add us to the east, they are going to dominate. They are going to take everything from us. So I don't think that is going. It has not gotten to that point. And whoever is negotiating for us in the federal level, they should also make this point known, so that at the end of the day, whenever we are going into something, we know what we are going into.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sanjib. Let me come back to my Oga Boyogu. What do you have to say in addition?
I say Anioma State to bring about inclusiveness, sense of belonging that we have been denied. We should not be oblivion of history. That when the Delta State was created, Anasaba was mysteriously or miraculously given the capital. Some tribe, I don't want to mention, feel that Asaba is not Delta State enough. They refuse to sleep some governors in the Anioma State. So the sense of belonging when we get Anioma is going to be enormous and complete. Inclusivity will be complete. And let me tell you, the resources of Anioma is enormous. I was debating what my university platform did. I said, look, let me tell you, as of 1966, before January cruise, we have at not less than 13 corner. You say you are from Easy. Tony Morris, first chief of the Director of Finance. You from Easy?
Yes, Lieutenant Colonel Morris.
I have
very long. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that's ready to one. There's no Anioma community that doesn't have a corner like that. So what I want to tell that Anioma is, when we call it human resources, is too enormous. Natural resources is too enormous. So the maximization of this resources will be even better. And let me tell you, before you even talk about Nigeria, Anioma have lived as one, in one, Okwane, but they have been one. Now, it's not that they can kind of a circular filtration from a axis. We are still one. But when it comes to the people that don't tend to say the cultural influence of the so-called Benin, in one, Oshimiri, and Okwane, and more. But goes on certain things, see Okwane people say, I know be. But the issue is this. If you are a bat, you claim that you are part of a family of for dead. You are not. At the meeting of the bed, though we say, Abrabat, I beg you not be bed, please come on small. And Anioma person is an Igbo by name. It's see, you are watching Igbo God. Look at Nze. It's an Igbo deity. That's why for insist on the right name. Nze Ogo Oshimiri. Nze Te, Nze Fili Okwani. Nze Milo from Anambra. What are these for? It's a common deity. So how historically and from creation, anthropologically, we are one. So those who are saying that we're Igbo will take you for which land? Igbo are agent of development anywhere they go. And they never invite anybody or force anybody to marry their wife or this. They do things, the negotiation. And so I mean that Anioma has enormous potential for us in the future. It does have. So because we have a lot of resources. Okay, all the oil in the Oshimiri and Dokwa, who are the people managing it? Saplat platforms, all this one, Midwestern all over, Ajib all over in Dakar, Oshimiri. Who are the people managing it? For God's sake, Anioma are one of the most educated Africans. But where are we today? Playing second fiddle. We're not even playing second fiddle. Not even 10, not 50, 100 fiddle in Nigeria here. So Anioma will bring sense of belonging and have peace with your cultural development and economic development. Don't forget, each state has 3 territorial districts.
Exactly.
Should we not have, or perhaps, but one background, they'll be senator. I don't like military. Yes, I know. But what I'm trying to say that it will bring development as political representative nearer home.
Yeah.
So my brother, Anioma can't chop. Okay, now, in this struggle for the emancipation or the creation of Anioma State, we've had brick walls. You know, to some people, I don't know if they are genuine outbursts, or if they lack understanding of what it means to be placed in this or ceded to the southeast region. Do you think that would have an effect on the Anioma people if we are placed in the southeast region?
Thank you, Benliche. Well, you see, the fear of unknown sometimes kills faster than the main epidemic issue. It's possible that some of us may be thinking that yes, if we happens to join together, they are going to dominate, they are going to do this, they are going to do everything, they are going to do that, they are going to do this. Whereas, you never can tell. By the time we are being together, they might not be able to do what some of us are thinking they will.
But do they really have constitutional, authority to come into Anioma State? Because Anioma State is a state of its own, constitutional state, and it enjoys this word for English, its own every autonomy. Yeah. So do you think, like now we are in the south, as Edo State come to control us, or to manipulate us, or to oppress us, as Rivers, even as we came the incredible work, as he come into Delta State to show its incredible work, no, it's not possible. So I think there is a fundamental
human rights.
Fundamental ignorance that is being peddled by the naysayers. Now, let me hear from you, Boyogu.
You see, I always talk from a historical perspective. You see, let me tell you one thing. There's what called Igbophobic tendency or euphoria on the secrecy is going on in Nigeria. Fear of unity in Igbo. It didn't start from 2025. It had been on. Anything Igbo is feared like a snake. That's why even after the Civil War, the so-called Midwestern Igbo, who you are, were all displaced from the army. Almost 15 full corner were dismissed from all Anioma. So they show that if you look at what I call demography makeup of current Anioma, there are some immigrants have settled there for 500, and they are now integrated. The Igalas, the Urobo, the Sokot. These people who are naturally, they know they are not Igboid, or they are not Anioma when it comes to Anioma culture. They are just afraid that when we go into Anioma, we're into Southeast, then they will be oppressed. But no, It's just ethnic fear of survival. So that is being crept into the majority mindset. No, let me tell you one thing. Like I said before, before the Midwest were created, the creation was to happen for only Anioma. But as when I understood it, let's pull our brothers away from the old Western people, away from the Western region. That's why Midwest was abandoned. For a long time, Anioma has been fighting to go on their own. This is not the first time. If you look at old Midwest people, they have been fighting to belong to the Southeast. The Southeast people, Igbo people, have never had a conquering spirit from historical perspective. That's why in Igbo, there's no king. You never hear say Nkalago conquered this. Like, there might be kind of after independence, intercommunal crisis. But Igbo people never conquer any region. So I wonder how these people who are always going to do their business, agent of development, will not take over your land with constitutional provision of state. For God's sake, they are not imagine you to Nkalago. They are put into a zone. It's a political just messing.
Yes.
Grouping. They are not saying you are going to be belong to Anambra. No, you have your revenue board, you have your governor, you have your House of Assembly, for God's sake. So what I'm trying to tell you is some people that are not comfortable anthropologically, ethnically, are peddling this rumor. In any case, my name is Onyema Ejime Paul. What is the difference between Onyema and Enyema? What is the difference between Onyema, Ejime and Ejima? None. How can I explain to Fulani man that I'm an Igbo? So you have to live with the existential reality, or you die. So ignorance, like I told you, brother, the show, is just a self-imposed death sentence. So we need to kill ourselves with this self-ignorance. I want to tell you finally that the Igbo people are not pushing for you to join the Southeast. They only open hands, okay, when they can welcome them. But it will be very decided historically for this generation not to put that we should join the Southeast, because during the war, the robots that were punching us that these are the Igbo, these are were massacred.
Even to tomorrow.
Was any Soko city massacred? No. Utabone, my home place where I come from, where all the chiefs were gathered and executed. One of my friends, his grandfather was among the people that were executed. Chief from back of Isumpe was among the people that were executed. They moved to Ishago, you know how the massacre they done there. They moved to Asaba. Was any Edo to the massacre? No. Uranigbe is very close to Kwale. There was the massacre? No. Was it the massacre? Was Abraka massacre? So let us stop this thing and face the reality of our life. Going to South is a matter of survival for Anioma in future. My name.
Dalorine, thank you very much. Boy Ogu, Sajid, you want to add anything? I'm going to go break.
Well, he has done justice to the topic. I think coming from the Kwale Aziks, I must commend him, because I know that I have heard from some of those persons from those axes refuting this Anioma agenda or Anioma state creation of states of a thing, and so that gives me kind of worried. And what kind of brothers do we have in this area? I know, and it keeps ringing in my mind when you bear a name, just like he said before. When you bear a name and your name does not correspond with the ones you are claiming, I wonder where you call yourself. When you speak, you don't speak like the people you claim to be from. I wonder how you look at it and say you are from that axis. But when you speak, an Igbo man will hear you. When an Igbo man speaks, you will hear the person, except in most depth languages that has to do with intonations, right?
Dialectical difference.
You understand? And so when people claim that they are not, I wonder what. You cannot speak Yoruba, or you cannot bear Yoruba name. You cannot speak Hausa, you cannot bear Hausa name. You cannot speak Benin, you cannot bear a Benin name. So what else are you now bearing? There are few things like this as an identity that makes you who you are. And if you cannot get any of these ones right with the people you're claiming, that means you don't know where you came from. You don't know your identity. And it's obvious when you don't know your identity, don't be a prodigal son, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we'll go for a short break. When we come back, the program will continue. Probably we'll go open phone lines, make we still hear from Una to get clarification. This is Anioma State in the waiting, right here on Trend 100.9 FM Asaba. Will they come? Will they shine like candle?
Yes, sir. Rapping with Anioma State.
Anioma State to Kebu Benny. Okay.
Look at Chima Owenyi. Look at Chipakoma. Swing well off of the Takoma. Are you waiting for God? I think I'm on my way. I went up to some. One day and one day.
Even they make a
Okay, Anioma State, Kanyi Chong, Kanyi Boom, Kanyi. Now welcome back to Anioma State in the waiting right here on Trend 100.9 FM Asaba. My name is Christopher Belushi, aka Belushi Wamama, and I'm here with Mr. Onyeme, aka Boy Ogu. You're welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much, Belushi Wamama. I got one name.
And also we have with us all the way from AZ St. Jude. You're welcome back.
Thank you very much. Our listeners, Dalu for being there for us.
Okay. Dalu. This program today is the first episode and it's still open for sponsorship. So our brothers, we get business. You can call in and sponsor this program so that it keeps going. Now, time to reach to chook mouth. We've talked a lot and we've talked about what Anioma State holds in stock for us and what we are expecting and how it will affect us economically and otherwise. When Anioma State is created from the 9 local government existing, we will get 3 senators.
Yes.
We will get House of Rep. How many did they want states?
3. Each senatorial, okay, yeah, you go past each senatorial, this thing will get 1, and so that means that means
many.
Yes, we will get
it should be up to close to 11 of
House of Reps members.
Yes.
Local governments will be.
Then we will come get new House of Assembly members. Yes. We will get new minister. You know, and all that.
Enough job.
So this will actually bring us closer to the government. Yes. Delta State is very big. I greet the Delta State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff of Borewori. He's doing a lot to ensure that the team touch everywhere, despite the large size of the state. But I believe when Anioma State comes, new positions, commissioners, go yakpa,
development,
SAs, everything. The government will be closer, and I think it is what we need at this point to develop Anioma State. But I want to let you know that our brothers from across the Niger, they had to forfeit Adada State and one other state that they were clamoring for to be created inside the Southeast. They had to forgo it and say, no, we want our brothers from Anioma to come and join us. They stopped all their proceedings for Adada State and Olu State. Yes. Just to accommodate us. Then we, when they want help now, instead of appreciating, we are raising unnecessary stories. So with this, viewers, I believe that I've done justice to this video to make you understand clearly where the boat is going. Gradually, we are moving to the permanent sound, and I will not hesitate to keep you guys updated at all times to follow this discussion and the details of it. Well, I am still Chinedu, your presenter, and I will call it a day for now until I come your way next time. I say bye.